Welcome back, everybody, to another Minecraft video, and today we're gonna be playing some more of the One Chunk Challenge. I thoroughly enjoy this challenge. It has been quite the experience, and just super fun. So some stuff that we did in the last one, we cleared out some of this and built over there. I got some more dirt in between, so we can go and continue filling in this this chunk over here, because we did decide to, and I don't think that I decided to move at the exact same chunk distance, which would have been smart of me. What is it? It's F3 and G. Yeah. But I do know that if I move this 3 blocks more, I would be centered on a chunk. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that and just bite the bullet on that. I think that that would be a worthwhile option because, one, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it would be worthwhile to center the buildings and stuff on the chunks, because it is the One Chunk Challenge. They don't call it that for a reason. We are, however, going to be building in several chunks, actually. So that is the difference. And, okay, I didn't bring something else. I also have been meaning to get down there. I think I'm going to go down there today as well, just because I do want to find out what is in there, in the water area down there, and I just feel like that would be something worth seeing, because it looks like I do not have a shovel. And back down, back over we go. The one thing I am going to have to do, and I'm going to grab those now because I'm going to forget if I don't, and that is I need some slabs so I can get the dirt so I don't lose any of it, because I really don't want to lose dirt, because dirt's kind of hard to get your hands on, especially when you only have that much to deal with. So we're gonna just come over here, and I'm gonna build from here over and boop. And I'm also gonna have to move the torches as well, because they're no longer there, they're farther away. And hopefully that works. Okay. I don't quite have enough materials to fill in the entirety of this chunk yet, but it is a 16 by 16, so I don't know. Excuse me. I don't exactly know what I was expecting to get out of that little bit that I had. Taking risks over here, unnecessary ones too. I am gonna build this little path here, just so that I have the ability to grab this dirt real fast. And there. And then I'm going to take these torches. So I did get all of them, sweet. Okay. It is kind of scary going up onto the, oh darn, I missed one. Up onto the block when you're crouching, because you can just barely miss out on falling onto the right block and just rest in pepperonis, dude. So we are We did, however, miss out on, I think, one. Because it was 16, 17, 18. That's odd. I don't know how to count anymore. Because I don't know. I almost thought that this wasn't actually a chunk. It was offset by one. Which would have made me very, very upset. Knowing that the map is a lie. I'm going to turn that off too. For those of you who don't know, that was F3 and G. You hold F3 and you hit G at the same time, and it will show chunk borders. There's a bunch of those, so that's something. Actually, let me get out my handy dandy shovel and grab out all of this stuff. I still need to explore that water cave, which we're gonna do right now as soon as I grab that. And we need to go down to here. And dig into our wall here. And then we're going to go down from here, which should get us pretty darn close to hitting the cave. I don't know how low, how much. Oh, it's right there. Good to know. Okay. Oh, never mind. That was just a. That was so uneventful. I'm kind of mad now. I thought that there'd be something cool over here, but there was absolutely nothing. I'm glad that I spent that time doing that. Well, the more you know, right? Let's grab some more dirt and finish off that and get some fences up. And we'll also grow a big tree there, because that's where I kind of want to start doing tree farming, and it'll be a good spot to do that there. And we already know that it works for passive mobs because we already have a horse over there. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Thank you for being a relatively nice spider. So something that I want to do is leave this like as somewhat tame as possible. Like, I don't want to do too much in the sense of like making it look pretty by like doing grass or something. Like aesthetic builds are something that I've been working on. Just making things look nice and better, and just overall being not as much of an eyesore to look at. But I don't think this series is going to be one of those things, or have me do a whole lot of those things, because of the fact that I have so little amount of stuff to work, like such a small amount of things to work with. Like, I have a lot of stuff in the sense of it's like it's an entire chunk worth of stuff, but when you actually look at how much is in the chunk, it is just it's lackluster and kind of like, I don't know where I'm going. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. I need 2 sets of 16. And then 14. That should be exactly what I need. I'm so glad that my stairs were there. I don't know why. I also need foods, which is something that we needed the passive mob farm for, because if we don't get passive mobs, we can't get the foods that makes us heal faster, which means that we're going to be waddling around instead of being able to like actually be able to do anything. So hopefully those get going a little bit faster. I do, however, want to get rid of that horse. As much as fun as I would love to have a tamed horse on this thing, I don't think it's going to be fun to too good of an investment to try and tame it. I need an axe. I also kind of want to get a mob grinder going here in the near future, because that's something that I know I can build pretty easily and pretty quick and not run into being killed all the time. That should also help keep mobs out of areas that we don't want them, and only in the areas in which it makes sense to have them. Well, I came over here for something. An axe, that's what I came over here for. And now we're gonna go and do that. I also... No, I don't have any food over there. I have to remember that. I don't have any food. Mostly for the fact that if I had food, I would wonder why I didn't eat it sooner. I was about to ask questions, but no questions are needed. And since wood is a 100% renewable resource, I do not need to worry about wasting it here, because of the fact that I have plenty of tree saplings to grow as many trees. I cannot believe that I have yet to, like, I still haven't even gotten down to the lower, like, the lowest levels that have, like, the diamond and a lot more resources. But I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. I don't know. Get these in. Guys, like, I've noticed in some of my videos, nobody's said anything about it, but I've noticed it watching them myself, is that a vast majority of the time I readjust myself in my chair. It makes a noise, and nobody said anything, like I said, but it's just, like, I know you guys don't like it. I don't like it. So, all I'm trying to say, guys, is I'm sorry about the squeaky noises from my chair. It's something I can't really control. As much as I would love to be able to control that, I just can't. What do I want to do here? Do I want to do that? No. What is more... So, I'm trying to figure out how to dig up this path and make it spawn proof outside of just throwing down a bunch of torches. I can't find my keys. And that would be by putting down bottom half slabs where they are, which is something that I want to do. Like, I don't want full slabs. I also need to get to a point, well, I also want to get to a point where I can dig out the rest of the chunk and change it out for slabs. I will probably incorporate the bedrock layer into the build somehow, because this is going to be one big thing. But now that we have that, that ticks off another challenge. The mass majority of this has already been done. We only have a few more, like getting farms of everything, getting a mob farm going, a cobblestone generator. I'm trying to think of the other things on there because I don't have the list up unfortunately at this time, but a very large chunk of everything is done. Like, I think we have to build a base, air quotes, around that, because I think they're just referring to it as a house. But base is kind of, when you say base, you mean something big and extravagant, or at least that's what I think of. I don't plan on building something, well, actually, there are thoughts in my head that would make me want to build more things, like big things, because there's like a really big idea of doing just a one chunk castle that has these branched off portions. We have piggies. I need the foods, so let's get them. But like I was saying, like, I would love to do some really big extravagant stuff. Honestly, I should have built this down in the first sub chunk, but at this time I just needed something going, so we'll probably do some stuff in the future to make it easier for us to get them faster, because the way sub chunks work is it works its way from bedrock level all the way up. And so in a world like this, it wouldn't really matter where you build it, because obviously everything's going to spawn where it can and just be that. But it's just really, they spawn faster down lower, whereas if the only issue with building it down there is that I run the risk of, what's the word I'm looking for, of not being able to load it as often, whereas I can load it from here because it's far enough over that I load the chunks so that things spawn when they can, or when they do, and call it good. Whereas, like, if it was way down at bedrock level, well, we're at Y62, so we're going to be so far out of the range that it just wouldn't load it, and we'd have to stand in specific areas. So it's not really as important for us to build it down in the right subchunk, whereas it is important that it is constantly being loaded. So that's why it's going to stay there. So if that's what you were thinking before I answered it, that's why we don't change where the location of the passive mob farm. But nobody cares about that because not many people know. Actually, there's a lot of people that know that information, but I don't think, not saying that you guys don't know, just I don't think that many of you guys would have guessed that, or known that, because that is not a factor that a lot of people do know offhand, so to speak, unless you watch some of the YouTubers that explain it, whereas I don't really explain stuff like that often. But with that, on that note, guys, this is the end of today's episode. I really, really do hope you guys enjoyed. I know these kinds of things are really lame and kind of boring. I do want to do a time lapse of this for the next episode, just so I can get a lot more done in the time, because I can turn 45 years of footage into 17 minutes or 20 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please do remember to smash that like button. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, guys, don't forget to stay risky.